Most adults over 60 ignore this silent warning sign until it is far too late to reverse the damage. You might feel perfectly fine today, but inside your arteries, a microscopic process is unfolding that could dictate your future mobility and heart health. Cholesterol is not the enemy itself. It is a vital building block for your cells. However, when the balance shifts, your blood vessels become the site of a persistent, invisible struggle. In this deep dive, we are stripping away the complex medical jargon to reveal the mechanics of cardiovascular health. We will explore how specific, simple changes in your kitchen can act as a natural defense system. By the end of this journey, you will understand exactly why your body responds the way it does to certain foods and how you can reclaim control over your lipid profile without relying solely on prescriptions. Let us begin by understanding the anatomy of the problem. The heart is a pump, and the arteries are its plumbing. As we age, our pipes naturally lose some of their original elasticity. When we add high levels of LDL, often called the bad cholesterol, to the mix, we are essentially introducing a substance that loves to cling to the inner walls of these vessels. Over decades, this creates plaque. Think of it like limescale building up in a water pipe. The diameter of the artery narrows, making it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach your brain, your heart, and your legs. This is why many seniors experience sudden fatigue or breathlessness during simple tasks. But the most dangerous part, you often feel no pain until the blockage reaches a critical threshold. We need to shift our focus from treating to preventing. The secret is not just about eating less fat. It is about choosing the right fuel that stabilizes your cholesterol levels from within. We will get into the specifics of that fuel in just a moment. Let us look at the science of lipid transport. Your liver produces cholesterol to repair cells and create hormones. It is essential. However, the cholesterol you consume in your diet can influence these levels. Though perhaps not in the way you were taught 30 years ago. The body is an incredible biological machine. It constantly self-regulates. The challenge arises when our modern environment overwhelms these regulatory systems. High cholesterol is rarely just about one bad meal. It is a cumulative effect of decades of metabolic habits. When you eat fiber-rich foods, you're providing your body with a natural sponge. This sponge binds to excess cholesterol in the digestive tract and carries it out of your system before it ever enters your bloodstream. It is a simple, elegant biological hack that has been overlooked by many, but there is a common mistake most people make when trying to increase fiber. Let's identify that error now. Many believe that simply eating more bread or crackers will solve the fiber problem. This is a common trap. Not all fibers are created equal. We need to distinguish between soluble and insoluble fibers. Soluble fiber is the real hero here. It dissolves into a gel-like substance in your gut. This gel is what physically traps cholesterol. You can find this in oats, beans, lentils, and certain fruits like apples and pears. By contrast, insoluble fiber is great for regularity, but it does not have the same cholesterol-lowering properties. If you have been struggling to see results on your blood tests, you might just be eating the wrong type of fiber. By switching your focus to soluble-rich foods, you create a powerful daily routine. But what about the fats? We have been told to fear fat for generations. Yet, the science has evolved, and the truth is much more nuanced. The demonization of all fats was a mistake. We now know that healthy fats, specifically monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, can actually help raise your HDL. The good cholesterol. Think of HDL as the cleanup crew. It travels through your arteries, picking up the stray LDL and carrying it back to the liver to be processed. Foods like avocados, olive oil, and raw nuts are essential components of this cleanup process. However, the preparation method matters immensely. Frying these healthy fats destroys their benefits and can create inflammatory compounds. The key is to consume them in their raw or lightly heated state. Integrating these into your meals isn't about restriction. It's about replacement. You are not eating less. You are eating differently. This shift is sustainable, and it starts with your next grocery trip. But how do you know if your plan is working? Let's examine the subtle signs your body gives you. Your body is constantly communicating with you, but the language is often quiet. Persistent coldness in your toes, a feeling of heaviness in your legs after a short walk, or even tiny yellow bumps around your eyes can be indicators of lipid imbalances. These are your body's early warning signals. Ignoring them is a gamble you do not need to take. When you start incorporating the dietary changes we discuss, you should look for subtle improvements in your energy levels and stamina. It won't happen overnight, but within a few weeks, many seniors report feeling lighter and more clear-headed. This is due to improved circulation. When your blood flows more efficiently, your muscles get the oxygen they need, and your brain functions at its peak. The synergy between diet and mild, consistent movement is where the real magic happens. Let's talk about that movement. Exercise is the catalyst. You do not need to run a marathon or spend hours in a gym. In fact, for those over 60, high-intensity exercise can sometimes do more harm than good if you aren't prepared. The goal is consistent, moderate activity. A brisk 20-minute walk after your main meal is one of the most effective ways to manage your blood sugar and lipid levels simultaneously. Why after a meal? Because that is when your blood sugar spikes, and your body is at its most receptive to using energy. This simple habit helps keep your metabolic engine running smoothly. It prevents the excess sugar from being converted into storage, which eventually affects your cholesterol. It is a small change in timing, but it has a massive impact on your long-term results. We will break down how to build this habit into your schedule next. The biggest mistake seniors make is inconsistency. We tend to start strong, then stop when life gets busy. For cardiovascular health, consistency beats intensity every single time. It is better to walk 15 minutes every single day than to walk 2 hours once a week. Your body thrives on rhythm. Your cholesterol levels respond to the signals you send it daily. If you create a predictable environment through consistent nutrition and movement, your body will naturally gravitate toward homeostasis, a state of balance. The goal is to make these habits so automatic that you don't even have to think about them. We are talking about swapping butter for olive oil, or choosing oatmeal over sugary cereals. These small, daily decisions are the building blocks of a long, healthy life. Let's address the elephant in the room: supplements. There is a massive industry selling pills that promise to lower cholesterol. While some, like plant sterols or red yeast rice, have scientific backing, they are never a replacement for a healthy diet. They are meant to be add-ons. Relying on a supplement while maintaining a poor diet is like trying to bail out a leaking boat with a thimble. It doesn't address the root cause. Furthermore, if you are already on medication, these supplements can interfere with how your body absorbs drugs. Always consult your primary care physician before adding any supplement to your regimen. Your doctor is your partner in this, not just an authority figure. You should be proactive in these conversations, bringing your test results and asking specific questions about your lifestyle changes. Speaking of doctors, when should you be truly concerned? If you notice sudden vision changes, speech slurring, or sharp chest pain that radiates to your arm or jaw, seek emergency care immediately. These are not signs to wait on. However, for the average person managing high cholesterol, the goal is gradual, measurable improvement. If you have been following these habits for 3 months and your lipid panel hasn't budged, it is time to have a deep conversation with your healthcare team. There might be genetic factors at play, known as familial hypercholesterolemia. This is where your liver naturally produces too much cholesterol regardless of your diet. In this case, medication is not a failure. It is a life-saving tool. Do not feel guilty if your body requires extra help. The goal is health, not perfection. Our objective is to minimize risks so you can enjoy your golden years with full mobility. Let's summarize the pillars of this approach. First, prioritize soluble fiber to act as a natural filter. Second, embrace healthy fats while avoiding the dangers of high-heat processing. Third, utilize the walk after meals technique to stabilize your metabolic response. Fourth, maintain consistency above all else. These are not fads. They are foundational principles of human biology. Many people wait until they are in a hospital bed to prioritize these changes. You have the advantage of time and the knowledge to act now. Every meal is an opportunity to strengthen your heart. Every walk is an investment in your independence. You are in the driver's seat of your biological future. The path forward is clear, and it doesn't require a radical overhaul of your life. Just a series of smarter, more intentional choices. As we wrap up this exploration, remember that your health is a collection of small victories. Do not aim for a perfect score on your next blood test by tomorrow. Aim for a 1% improvement in your habits this week. Then, aim for another 1% next week. These incremental gains compound over time, leading to significant changes in your long-term cardiovascular health. Share these findings with a friend or family member, as accountability makes the journey much easier. We have covered a lot of ground, from the mechanics of artery walls to the simple power of a bowl of oats. Carry this knowledge with you, and start making those small, deliberate shifts today. Your future self will thank you for the care you take in this moment. Stay curious, stay active, and continue to prioritize the health that allows you to enjoy every single day.